Let's suppose we have collected a small data set containing the number 5, 7 and 9. Now let's suppose we want to we want the sample mean of this data set. Now very clearly the answer is 7. Now this makes sense because 7 is in the middle. But now let's consider a different data set. Let's say this time our data set contains the number 6.9, 7.0 and 7.1. So in this case, when we calculate the mean, we still get the answer 7. Now, which answer are you more confident about? Just take a pause and try to think about how would you like to answer this question. Are you more confident that the true mean is 7 in the case where the data set is 5, 7 and 9? Or are you more confident that the true mean is 7 in the case where the data set is 6.9, 7.0 and 7.1? Just take a moment to think about this. I think most of us would agree that we are more confident in the case where the dataset is 6.9, 7.0 and 7.1. Because in the dataset of 5, 7 and 9, it is possible that the true mean can be 6.5 or 8. But in the case of 6.9, 7.0 and 7.1, it is clear that the true mean is probably not 8 or 9. It probably lies very close to 7. So just intuitively think why it is true. Why are you more confident when the numbers are more closer to each other? As an extreme example of this, consider if your samples are just 0 and 20 million. Sure, the mean is 10 million, but we are probably not very confident in that estimate compared to the mean being 7 when our samples were 6.9, 7 and 7.1. So in this case, the mean might be 10 million and 1, 10 million and 2 or anything. And I don't think we have enough evidence to say one or the other. But in the case of the previous dataset of 6.9, 7 and 7.1, we are pretty sure the mean is very nearby 7 and it's not 8 or 9. Now let's consider another scenario. Suppose I have collected two datasets and suppose it's a result of a coin toss. So the result is probability of the heads when I calculate the mean. So let's say in my first dataset I have 10 samples. That means that I have flipped the coin 10 times and I calculate the mean, and the mean heads is 0.4. And in the second dataset, say I have 10,000 samples and here I also calculate the mean, and the mean here is also 0.4. So again, I want you to answer the question like, which of these estimates are you more confident about? So are you confident when only we have collected 10 samples, or are you more confident when we have collected 10,000 samples? I hope we all came to the same answer, which is that we are more confident when we have more collected samples. Intuitively, we know this is true. When we do a medical experiment, for example, to test a drug, we need to have a certain threshold for participants before we can be sure that it works. You can just test your weight. You can just test your weight loss drug on one person and say, this person lost weight and therefore my drug works very well. Maybe that person didn't eat that much, or since he might be busy with his professional work, or maybe he was eating less and he lost weight, and it might not be because of the drug itself, and the drug might actually be useless. So of course we hope that these random effects will average out when we test the drug on more people. That's why we have to collect more samples. So the number of samples matter here to iron out all the random effects that might have for individual persons. Let us summarize what we have come up with so far. So we know that there are two things which will affect our confidence in an estimate. First is how spread our samples are does seems to matter. If the samples are more spread out, we feel less confident intuitively. And secondly, how many samples we have collected also seems to matter. So if we collect more number of samples, we feel more confident about the estimate. And if we have less samples, we feel not so confident about the estimate that we make.